Whew. All right. 30 minutes of cardio complete. All I did was sit there and watch an episode and a half of Kengan Ashura. And man, in the world of fighting anime, it's pretty badass. I'm only like 8 episodes into it, so I don't know if it falls off or anything, but it's pretty good. Only reason I started watching it was because I heard there's a Baki versus Kengan Ashura Netflix movie or something. So I figured, listen, if I'm already caught up with Baki, I might as well get into this so I can really appreciate it. It's just nice to have, something that motivates you. I don't know, watching some badass fight scenes does motivate me to work out harder. I don't know, there's something about it. So, that being said, I think all I've spoken about is motivation, but not much else to talk about right now. You got to keep finding different ways to motivate yourself to pursue whatever your goals are, and that doesn't just mean working out. You got to get your bag one way or another, but it can be hard. It's really hard to keep, grinding it out. But like I said, you got to find the ways to motivate you. When it comes to the gym, you got to do whatever it takes to get the ball rolling, and then find ways to keep yourself motivated. So, like for example, today, I really was not feeling it. And I just mean for cardio. I just did not feel like going. There wasn't I have a little bit of a headache, but that's not like an excuse to not go and do your cardio. And, I was just sitting there watching my brain rot, and what are they doing? But yeah, I was just sitting there, and I really did not want to go. I had zero motivation or drive to go. And that's when discipline kind of comes in. Motivation is one thing, discipline is the other. You start with the motivation, and then you build the discipline. And discipline just means that even when you really don't feel like going to do whatever it is, you do it anyways. It doesn't really take any more than that. It didn't take much thought to me today to say all right, we're going anyways. Because at the point that I'm at now, it's not a question of if I'm going to go to the gym to do, be it lifting or cardio. It's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. And I think that's what everybody needs to work towards. It's just finding that discipline to say yeah, I'm going. It's never going to be up in the air of if I'm going or not. And there's so many factors that play into that. I mean, you can't have that if you don't enjoy it to some degree. I don't think anybody enjoys cardio. I tried to gaslight myself into liking cardio. No, I just lied to myself. But whatever it takes to get there, that's what matters. So if you're watching some sort of Netflix show, or you're sitting there on TikTok, if you're going to be sitting there doing your TikTok or whatever anyways, you might as well go to the gym, hop on the treadmill or a seated bike or whatever you like, and you can do it there. It is genuinely brainless. I try to avoid looking at the timer, because if I'm counting down the seconds, then yeah, it's gonna feel like it takes forever. But when you're honed in to an episode of Kengan Ashura, and you're just like fully dialed in, those 30 minutes fly by like nothing. I almost wanted to do another 15 minutes just to finish that episode, but I'm not that powerful. I'm not that disciplined. And on the same hand, I think this makes episode 3 for 3 of mentioning David Goggins. I don't hate the guy. Like, I really don't have it out for him. And he's a badass. Everybody knows about all the cool stuff that he's done and how, strong he is and whatever. But man, every single motivational TikTok that I see is it's not what I consider good motivation. These are just videos of him screaming it's pictures of him in a slideshow, and it says oh, you're not going to the gym? That's okay. I didn't expect you to anyways. And it's just very deprecating videos. Or even worse, she's out cheating on you with a guy who's stronger than you. That is not conducive to a healthy life. In terms of both motivation to go to the gym, but also just for your mental, man. You cannot keep things in a negative perspective, because that's gonna fucking kill you. Everybody's depressed these days. Shit, I was depressed for a while, but I can't speak for everybody. But in my specific case, it really was just a mindset thing. I just felt sorry for myself, and I took no steps to improve the situation that I was in. I was super, super obese. I had no drive to pursue my academics. I would use substances as a crutch. Substances. Nicotine. I'm not talking about, I didn't do black tar heroin or anything. I'm not that wild. But yeah, I just never really, I didn't give myself a chance to actually do things right. And so it took a while, and it was a lot harder because I was in a pretty rough position. In a lifting context, I was super overweight, obese, and I had a very negative view of myself. And so when you're starting at that level, it can be really hard to motivate yourself to even get a gym membership. It's almost terrifying. It's a very it's like trying to scale Mount Everest when you have no proper experience and no proper training to climb a mountain. It's terrifying. But I took it slow. I started going on walks, and then I gaslit myself into jogging for a while. I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. I hated every minute of jogging. I got pretty good at it for my size. I was jogging 5Ks every day. Terrible pace. Really terrible pace, but I did it. And it helped me get into the fitness mindset, I guess. And then after a while of doing that, when I had built up enough confidence, I started going to the gym. And here we are now. I'm not a unit or anything. I'm not I'm nowhere near stepping on stage in a local amateur competition and taking the title, but I'm working my way there. That's not the end goal, but that's just an example. But all that's to say that whatever your position is, it's not going to help you to just sit there and say okay, I'm going to go next week. Next week, I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to kick ass. This is it. Because you're giving yourself the satisfaction as if you had already gone. And then when next week rolls around, you're not going to be inclined to do it. You're just going to say, oh, well, it's my dog's birthday today. I'm not going to be able to go. I can't miss this. Well, you got to make time for it. And instead of saying, all right, next week I'm going to do it, go today. As soon as possible, really. You're already paying however much you are a month for your gym membership. You might as well get your money's worth out of it. That was another thing that kind of like talked myself into actually going to the gym, was I'm already spending money on it. Like, I might as well get my money's worth. That might not be a very healthy mindset to have, but again, whatever it takes to get the ball rolling, you got to do it. Unless it's like, you have to do like meth as pre-workout to get you in there or something. Maybe then you need to take a step back and reevaluate things. But yeah, that's the motivational talk for the day. No hate to David Goggins, but the objective for today is to get home. I think it's about 5 o'clock now, and going out to dinner with the family tonight, although it's going to be a little bit of a drive. So I'm going to go home, shower, and then get ready to head to dinner. So, I'm not going to tell you to do your cardio, because again, there's somebody else that can tell you that every day. But that's all I'm going to say. But tomorrow's back, and I will catch you all later for that. All right, new camera angle. Originally, in the last 2 videos, I kind of had a janky tripod set up, and I wedged it between my passenger seat and like the center console, and it worked pretty well. I think the angle was pretty good, but it just got a little too shaky on the crappy roads around here. So I saw a little like magnetic gimbal type thing, and you can just stick it onto any metal surface and it sticks to the back of your phone. So I'm gonna test that out for a few days, see if I like it. I'm also gonna try to start recording a little bit in the gym. Nothing crazy, no posing or like the entire workout, but just, give you guys a little more content. Just how I do things. I think it'll be fun. Plus, it'll be good for me. I'll have more of an opportunity to see what my form really looks like and improve from there. I never really wanted to take a tripod into the gym, just because there's a big stigma about people with tripods, and I don't want people to worry about walking in front of it or something, because I don't care. But I don't want to make anybody worry or make anybody uncomfortable. But with this little guy, fits in my pocket, it'll stick on to anything I need it to, so I think it'll make things a lot easier and more covert. But on to what's more important. What am I doing today? So today, well, this morning was meant to be back, but I decided today would be better suited as a rest day. Not an easy choice to make. It was very heartbreaking, and a couple tears were shed, but I think just how I feel systemically, it wouldn't be a waste of time for me to have gone in the morning, but I don't know, I could just be whining for no reason. I might just be a baby, but rest day here and there, certainly wouldn't hurt. And I'm not gonna lie, these allergies are kicking my ass. Like, you can kind of hear it in my voice. I am super congested. But tomorrow will be back day. Maybe I'll throw in some extra clips in there. But for today, we're just going to do some cardio. So this is my cardio verification form. Just a little proof that I don't skip my cardio. And it is not my job to tell people whether they should or shouldn't do their cardio. There's another greater man who has that alley covered. But this is merely proof that I'm doing what I should. But I am probably just gonna walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. They have seated cardio bikes at this gym, but they're kind of weird because they set you on a little bit of a decline, so it's pretty difficult to do some high intensity cardio while also like holding on to your phone. And because of that angle, my knees come up and they'll like kick my elbows, so it's not fun. I don't enjoy it. But treadmill, 3 incline, 3 speed, gets the job done. It's not too bad. On the days that I'm working, I do not have the time to do my cardio how I'd like to. And what I tell myself is that I do enough cardio at work during the day, so it's okay. But on the days that I'm not working, expect to see me doing my cardio. I prefer to do my cardio in the mornings. Because I'm cutting, I'll do it fasted. I don't think there's really a big benefit between doing fasted or non-fasted cardio. But I think you could change how you do it to better fit what you are doing. If that sentence probably didn't make sense. But because I'm cutting, doing cardio fasted, it'll push the time for me to eat into later in the day. So it's just, it's more of a time management thing than anything else. If I was bulking, then I'd probably want to eat before cardio, do my cardio, and then eat after cardio, because it just opens more windows for you to get whatever food down that you need to. But, you know, that's all I can really say about cardio. There's not much. There's no reason for me to go on a long-winded rant about anything. You guys know better. But that is the plan for today. So yesterday, I've been doing my stalking on Facebook Marketplace, and I finally found a Ninja Creamy for $100. And a Ninja Creamy is just an ice cream maker, or ice cream blender. So you can just throw in whatever you want into a cup, freeze it, and then it blends it into a nice ice cream consistency. And I've been wanting one of these for a while because at heart, I'm a professional fat ass. I love ice cream. I'm a big fan of all the sweet treats. So cutting is a little more difficult for me. I'm more inclined to have a increased appetite in general. But this has been hitting the spot. So I've only used it once, and I made so it was about 360 milliliters of Fairlife milk, just, you know, the plain dairy milk. So that was about 20 grams of protein. Maybe, what is it, like 9 grams of carbs, something like that. Anyways, I did 1 scoop of my Cinnamon Toast Crunch protein powder, and it's got little pieces of cereal in it. and then 1 scoop of my honey graham cracker protein powder, and that's got little pieces of graham cracker in it. Topped it off with a little water just to make the consistency a little better. And then I mixed in, this was not necessary, this was definitely a gluttonous maneuver, but I added 2 tablespoons of this crunchy cookie butter that I found at Lidl. And all in all, it rounded out to be about 65 grams of protein, 15 grams of carbs, or 16 grams of fat, and then maybe like another 10 or 20 carb. So about 600 calories for the 65 grams of protein. The ratio isn't, the best of the best, but that's really only because I added that cookie butter. I could have found like a lighter alternative, but I had the calories to play with, so I could justify it, and it was phenomenal. It was like, it really did hit the sweet spot. So I would never want to buy one of them brand new. They're like 200 something bucks, but if you can find it like for a steal on Marketplace, brand new, I don't see why not. Especially if it helps at the end of the day with your end goal of leaning out, getting big, getting your protein in. I don't see why not. If you have the money for it, why the hell not? So that solar eclipse was yesterday. That was a good segue. But solar eclipse was yesterday. The world didn't end. I didn't think it would. Nothing's really going to stop this cut, except for, getting to the end goal. So it was neat to see. I wasn't in the direct trajectory of it, but hopefully nobody lost their eyesight. Had my chest day yesterday. You guys heard about that already. But yeah, we're gonna get to the gym here in a second, do the cardio, and I will talk to you guys after.